Welcome back to another episode of DomsPod. I'm not sure what episode number this is. I believe it's 31, maybe 32. But we're in for a great episode. I'm not having one of the cameras working, but should be a great episode on DomsPod. I mean, I haven't done one in a little bit because I've been sick, all that stuff. But today should be a fun episode because we have a lot to talk about for the Mets, Islanders, maybe the Jets and Giants. I mean, oh yeah, we do because we didn't even talk about the coaches and the Knicks falling off, all that stuff. So I'm gonna take this off because it's sweating up here. First time. I mean, it has been pretty hot up here. So I'm looking at the camera. So for the NFL in the playoffs, let's close that out. The NFL in the playoffs, it has been a weird NFL year if you're a New York Jets fan. Very. Like, I'm not surprised they're miserable. Yes, they always are. But this year stands out as the signal that the Jets need a retool and they need an ownership problem. They have an ownership problem. So let's start off. I don't mean to start off with the Jets, man, but they're the most miserable team in New York by a mile. And you had signed Justin Fields, who at the time was looking like a good signing. They can develop him. No, they turned him to one of the worst quarterbacks in the league and stinks at passing. Brady Cook was terrible. Tyrod Taylor was okay. The Jets are gonna. I don't think the Jets are gonna take a quarterback at the first round pick because of that win against Atlanta. Really has killed the Jets because could have got Fernando Mendoza, but it looks like the Jets are going to be picking two and maybe get Arvell Reeves out of Ohio State. That's a big linebacker upgrade. And they're getting another one, Alan Agona. He said he's going to sign with the Jets, which is a complete shock to me. So he can reunite with Aaron Glenn. Jets have fired almost their entire coaching staff but Aaron Glenn. One problem they didn't do. Their Super Bowl matchup this year is the worst thing it could have possibly been for any New York Jet fan or diehard fan of them. They are going to get their division rivals, the New England Patriots, are in it. A team that has killed them, murdered them ever since they beat them in that one playoff game. And then you have the Seattle Seahawks. I think this one could be a little good sign. I mean, Sam Darnold, the Jets drafted him third overall from USC. I mean that he's been good, really good with them. But it just shows you how bad the New York Jets are at this point. I really don't think the Jets are any good signs for next year or the years coming. I mean, they do have a lot of draft picks. They've done this in the past. I'm always saying this. The Jets need a complete retool. I think they need a new GM. Oh no, their GM's pretty okay. They need a new head coach. They fired their entire coaching staff, which I completely agree with. I think Woody Johnson sell the team, and I think they should resign the two guys that really should be their big weapons going forward, and they should resign Brees Hall, in my opinion, and get Garrett resign Garrett. No, he'll be back, but you got to build around those two guys, in my opinion. The offensive line's great. The defense is garbage. Your special teams are really good, but you just need a defense and an offense. But pretty much is what the Jets have. They can't try to fix one problem, they have a next one. Try to fix that problem goes to waste. The Jets don't need an offensive line. They need a quarterback. They need every defensive position out of instead of free safety line. Obviously, they need a linebacker badly, and secondary help really could help them a lot. I mean, that secondary outside of Sauce Gardner was brutal to start the year. I mean, Brandon Stevenson, I don't think he should even be on the team next year. Holy, he was awful. And I hope Jet fans find a way. This team finds a way to make the playoffs soon, but it's looking in a direction where I would consider maybe 5 years from now that we could talk about maybe a playoff team. Not even joking. They need a vet. They need everything. They just need a new environment and a new culture. I think around their team, their franchise. I think it's just not been working out over the last. You haven't made the playoffs since 2011. I was 1 year old. This is just. It's just tough to say. Like they were. I mean, they went all in on it a couple of years ago, failed miserably, and now are in a situation where they're going to be rebuilding for the next like 5 years because of Aaron Rodgers. Alan Lazard was a terrible contract. They cut him. Good job. I mean, he was miserable. I mean, they've given out a lot of bad contracts. I think, like Tim. I don't know why they signed Tim Boyle. You can't listen to what every player Aaron Rodgers wants. I get it. They got Devontae Adams. Probably should have kept him. Honestly, to be honest with you, it would have been the smart decision, but it's fine now. I guess. I mean, he's been really good. I don't know why the Jets let him go. And the quarterback, I feel like Fields played good for the first couple weeks. No, 1 week. And it just fell apart. So, what I would plan out for the Jets to get in the offseason, looking at this pending free agency, they can get a rookie linebacker in Reeves, build around Will McDonough and Jeremiah Johnson. I can see. Will McDonough, I can't see. I think Will McDonough just fell off at this point. I mean, Will McDonough had a really bad year. I mean, the Jets didn't record an interception also. Like, their defense did nothing. Their special teams probably helped them score points. Brady Cook was garbage. I mean, not surprised by that. I mean, Steve Wilkes was I thought that was going to be a good hiring until I watched this team play. I mean, they don't even look like a team that you want to watch. From a Giant fan speaking, this team needs to focus on the future and benefit a little bit and add some veterans. I think a veteran quarterback should be their big option at the trade in free agency free agency. Hold on. But like it's still a lot of things gotta happen. So sorry. We'll just have to see what the New York Jets are gonna do and what the Giants are gonna do. Let's get into the Giants a little bit and we'll talk about the Super Bowl and then we'll get into MLB and the NHL with the Islanders. What by the way, they've been great the trades that they made, very good. In my opinion, very good. But so let's get into the New York Giants. I think this team looks a lot better on paper. In my opinion, they look a lot better. I mean, this team with hiring John Harbaugh, their defensive coordinator, might be a little missed, but it could help. The Jet and I don't think did they hire enough? I think they got the Ravens guy, but they're making a lot of retools around this. The problem is that I have how are they going to re-sign Illuminar, Robinson, and Cornell Flood? That is my problem. Three guys who stood out this year and played really well. Robert Wandale, I don't think you can really replace him. You got to re-sign him, but you're going to let two of these guys walk. You have to make a big splash. You have to fix your secondary. I think Adebo was okay. Javon Holland had a bad year because of Bowen, but he could definitely have a better year. Outside of that, I mean, Deion Banks, he's gone, I think. I think Evan Neal's definitely gone. He didn't touch the field once. So everything looks like the Giants are retooling everything. But this is very good for Jackson Dart's development. I'm going to say this now with hiring John Harbaugh. It's a very good hiring because you need a coach that knows how to coach. Listen, you have the team. You have the team on paper. You have the young guys. You just got to put it together. and that's what the Giants need to do. They have Dart, they have Scadaboo, they have Tracy. Tracy's going to be. I think I think they should let go of Singletary. In my opinion, I think he's not been very great. But Singletary, the wide receiver room, I think Slade needs to go. I think yeah, I think Slade needs to go. Tight ends, I think are totally fine. Honestly, Theo Johnson, Daniel Bellinger, those are guys that can be okay. Daniel Bellinger been a great blocking tight end, and he's been when he catches the ball, he can get you yards, he can get a touchdown if you need. But I'm going to look at this offensive line right now. If they do get the guy from the Ravens, Tyler Lubum, I believe, Lubum, this will be a massive upgrade. Because they'd have a guy in John Michael Schmidt who I've been hating on for years. Don't mean to hate on the guy, but I just haven't been a fan of his game. And in my opinion, if they get him, you also get rid of Greg Van Rana and John Runland. I mean, Greg Van Ronda played good. Actually, you could play him one more year, but John Runling, get him out. I think he's been terrible. James Hudson cut him. All those guys, I think you really should consider moving on from, in my opinion, because they've just not been what you wanted, and you wanna improve this team. Obviously, you want to get better. They're going to get a bunch of guys from the Ravens. I think Patrick Richard could be a guy. And we talked about the center who would be a huge upgrade for the New York Giants at center. In my opinion, John Michael Schmidt has struggled there over the past. Austin Schwalman hasn't been. He wasn't horrible. He could have been better though. But I'm also looking at the amount of the draft picks they have. They could get. I think they should look up at Caleb Downs, in my opinion, at that first pick. I mean, not the fifth pick. He's a young safety that the Giants need. Couldn't upgrade over Tyler Nubin. I would move Tyler Nubin to cornerback. I wouldn't necessarily move. I think he wasn't great, Tyler Nubin, and I think if you move him to corner, he can get better a little bit and help it out. You be a backup free safety if they want, but I think when you have one of the best safeties in college football, in Caleb Downs on the table, probably if it falls to you, you take the shot. You don't need a quarterback. You don't need anything offense unless you want to go offensive line. You don't need a receiver. I don't think really. I mean, they could if they let Robinson walk. Cornell Tate could be a guy. So either one of the Ohio State guys, I think, really happens. There's a couple of Indiana guys that could they get in the late rounds. We'll have to see what happens. Honestly, I would like to have maybe another. I said this. I know I sound crazy. Maybe another running back. I mean, if Scadaboo's going to get hurt, you got to have like maybe Black be there behind Tracy and all of them, maybe, and all that stuff. In my opinion, that could be a good move. But also, they need a defensive line. I mean, Dexter Lawrence has done great. They got to add one extra guy. Darius Alexander, he'll be very good. They just need to add a little bit of more depth out there. Listen, I'm not a fan of. I've heard the things about Bobby Okereke. I really like him. I hope the Giants keep him. He's been great. This year wasn't great, in my opinion. He could have been better. But if they do let him, thank you, Bobby Okereke. But if they do decide to keep him here, that's great. They also need to restructure like three guys' contracts, in my opinion, to free up cap space. I'll actually look that up right now. But as I'm talking, the Giants are a team that could be very good, could be very bad next year. But I think they're going to be leaning towards very good. Giants salary cap 1.7 to 5.2. That is brutal. Maybe you can get you one guy, but you can also have with they said restructures and all that stuff. It's really gonna be like 52 million, which is okay amount to build around, but also a little under. You could get three guys maybe, but they got to make sure they get the right guys. If they get one bad contract, like Nate Soldier contract, I mean, man, can't deal with it one more year. So Let's get into the Super Bowl now. Obviously, I've been talking about a lot about the Giants and Jets. I mean, two teams we could see. I mean, the Giants could see. Jets, I don't think so. Seahawks and Patriots in the Super Bowl. What a NFL playoffs! I have to say, my predictions were first round I went 6-1. Then I missed the Bills game. I did predict the Steelers, so I'm gonna say New England was right. So one for one. Um, they picked the Rams to win that game. 2-1. I went 2-2 in the divisional round. I had San Fran being Seattle. I know that was a mistake. And then 1-1 in conference championship. But I'm actually pretty glad on how I did with my bracket. Honestly, I can't wait for March Madness. So that's going to be such a fun time of year, in my opinion. Best time of the year, in my opinion, when you watch college hoops all day long in school. We talked about it last podcast. It's one of the best times of the year. Can't wait to fill out that bracket with you guys. And I'm going to add a little more punishments this year. Yes, I do it all the time, but yeah. So let's get right into the NFL Super Bowl. Sam Darnold, we talked about earlier with the Sam Darnold with the Jet story. I mean, it's an incredible story, man. A guy who market was so low, he had to sign with the 49ers as backup quarterback with Purdy. And he just beat Purdy by 35 points. Well, I mean, that kickoff return touchdown really set the mood in that game. But it still laughs me how that kicker actually tried to trip him. I was just thinking about that. Like, why? That was the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen. But Sam Darnold, Kenneth Walker has had a really big playoffs with Zach Charbonnet out for the year. I mean, Kenneth Walker needed to step up. He is definitely have it. He has like 5 touchdowns. Did he have 2? Might have 1, 4 maybe in the playoffs. But he's been a very good guy and very promising for the Seattle Seahawks. Jackson Smith-Njigba been unbelievable this year. Obviously, he's going to win. I think he's going to win Offensive Player of the Year. Wish it was Jonathan Taylor, but fell off at the end of the year because I think the defense has kind of found out what the problem was, and it was probably the easiest thing to do. But a very good take by me there. Who else have they got? Barner has been very good. I have to say Cooper Kupp's been a guy that steps up, but he's leaning towards the part where he retires. One of my favorite receivers of all time, actually, Cooper Kupp. Love his game, love how he plays, but I wish the Rams threw him the ball more last year. I mean, but Puka Nacua is a freak, though. That Rams team, I'm going to tell you right now, it's good. It's a very good team. I mean, I think they're going to win the Super Bowl next year. That's my opinion. I think we could see the Chiefs going back as well. I could see the Bills, but the Bills could maybe take a step back with Joe Brady. I mean, they're trying to win so much. How about they need to build a team around Josh Allen? They need a better wide receiver room. I've been saying this for the love of God. They need a new wide receiver room any day of the week. Their wide receiver room struggles tremendously, and Brandon Cooks could be a good 2 guy maybe. They need a 1, and I think AJ Brown should be the guy that they should be all in this offseason with. That would be a great guy to get, and then have Brandon Cooks as your 2, maybe your 3, and then Khalil Shakir. And I like the tight end room in Kincaid and Knox, but we'll see what happens with them. All right, back to the Super Bowl. New England, I get it. People are saying their schedule was a cakewalk. I'm not going to say him. I'm going to say his team would have won a good amount of games. It would have not. They would not have been a 2 seed in my opinion. They might have been like a 3 or 4. But this team is still really good. They're in the Super Bowl for a reason. I get it. Their schedule is really easy, but I still believe this Patriots team is still really good on paper, in my opinion. I get it. Drake May's having a great year, and they have Trayvon Henderson, who's been a great backfield guy that they have. Stephon Diggs has stepped up. I mean, the wide receiver, Kayshon Boutte is his name. Yeah. Hunter Henry's been great. I mean, their offensive line's been there when they needed it, and their defense gets the turnovers when they need it. And I have to say, Mike Vrabel with one of the best turnarounds in the NFL this year, in my opinion. I think he's going to win Coach of the Year. A team that went 4-13 the last 2 years to all of a sudden in the Super Bowl and turn around. I get it. Their schedule is really easy. Like, they had to go through so many coaches that were fired. Like, look at their schedule. Played the Raiders week one. Like, all that stuff. They played so many teams that have them fired. But I'm still a believer the reason why they're in the Super Bowl is they're still very good on paper. Do I think it's going to be a very good Super Bowl? Yes. The playoffs have been unbelievable, in my opinion. Absolute cinema, as I like to say. But we'll have to see what comes our way in Super Bowl 60. I'm not a fan of the halftime show, by the way, Bad Bunny. Not going to get into that really with political wearing the dress. Disgusting, in my opinion. But we'll have to see what happens. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for the Super Bowl this year, even coming from a guy who could care less what the outcome is. Who has care? I mean, has root against the Eagles. Has root. I mean, the Chiefs' Eagles has been not fun to watch. Patriots are going for the record-shotting Super Bowl with 6. And Seattle's going for their second. Their first was against the Broncos. That was actually at MetLife Stadium. We're going to get into a podcast about the Super Bowl and their history because that's what we do here right before Super Bowl comes. That's our tradition. I did it last year. Podcast came out great. But let's see I can't wait to see what happens. I'm going to give you my prediction next week because I think we need a week to really sink in. I mean, Shadur Sanders going to the Pro Bowl over for Drake May. That just tells you how dead the Pro Bowl is. But it's a popular vote at this point. It is. I'm going to 100% agree with that. Okay, I think we're pretty much done with football. We're going to have more time to talk about it when March and April come around with the free agency, NFL draft. Get into that. But the main story, why I'm on this podcast, I'm going to start it now. The New York Islanders. Why not? What a season it's been. I mean, it's been weird a little bit. I mean, goal scoring wise, this Islanders team kind of struggles a lot. Ever since their 9 nothing loss. I mean, this team scored one of the fewest amount of goals in the NHL. Not going to disagree with that. They need a goal scorer. But the guys that they got for giving up what they had, getting Carson Soucy for a third-round pick, great move in my opinion. Needed to get an upgrade on defense over Adam Boqvist with Romanov out for the season. By the way, Soucy and Polak, I think, are guys going to be walking this year in free agency, in my opinion. Polak was a guy that I like this deal a lot, to be honest with you. I mean, you gave up Maximum Sipakov, who's making 2.2 a year, and you probably actually won the trade. Oh, sorry. You actually probably won the trade. And you're getting a guy that has 10 points in 51 games. I'm going to watch his game closely when they put the Rangers back to back. If he does play that game, I don't know if he will be, but we'll have to see with that. This team right now is sitting at 28-19, and I think it's 3 or 7. Just to make sure. I mean, this team looks really good right now, but see, 28-19-5, and 52 games played. Trade deadline coming out March 7th should be really interesting this year. I mean, Rangers are selling their entire team basically. I mean, the Canucks are right up there with them. I don't think the Rangers are going to be bad next year, to be honest with you. I think they're going to be like a wild card team maybe. But I am going to say that they're only going to probably trade Panarin, Schneider, and a couple other guys, and that would be a perfect trade deadline for them. They just need to get younger and they need to get faster, all that stuff, get younger. But we have to wait and see what is happening. I mean, I was not expecting an Andres Bjork trade. Bjork? I don't know why I said Bjork. Andres Polak trade today. I mean, he's played the Islanders in the conference finals. killed them. I was completely shocked by this. I saw something and I was like, "Oh, great, we're getting another guy." And what I saw we gave up, I was completely happy with it. Couldn't be more happy with it because we traded a guy who I've been hating, not been hate. I have been, but not been liking his game. I should say, new words. A guy that's been struggling, can't score. He's got 2 points in like 21 games, maximum Sipakov. Russian guy that they got was supposed to be really good, fell apart. I mean, the Devils team is going to be in a weird spot next year. I think they're going to. I think both the Devils and Rangers are going to fire their GMs after this year, in my opinion. I think they need move on from both of them. But I think ever since the Jack Hughes incident with cutting his hand, changed the entire season pretty much, and then 9-0 loss. But we'll have to see what happens in the NHL over the next couple of weeks with the trade deadline. Obviously, the Sharks are going to be good this year. I'm shocked by that. I really want to see the Islanders play the Penguins in the first round. That would be very, very fun to watch, in my opinion. Two teams that have hated each other for the past couple of years and have versed each other in the first round a lot. And the Islanders have won them both 2019 and 2021. Both years, the Islanders won that series in the first round. The Penguins haven't made the playoffs since 2022, which they lost to the Rangers in Game 7 of the first round on that Artemi Panarin goal from like the bottom left circle on the power play. Beat Tristan Jarry and sent the Rangers home happy that night. Rangers went on to go in the conference finals, obviously, but I would really love to see the Islanders play Crosby one more time. In my opinion, I would also like if that doesn't happen somehow, Capitals Penguins for sure. In my opinion, that would be very fun to watch Ovechkin play Crosby for like probably the last time they'll ever play in the playoffs. But yeah, that's pretty much it with the NHL. I've covered it in like 5 minutes. I mean, Cal Ritchie was out. He scratched the other game. Barzal's been great. Horvat's slow right now. Heineman's not been playing well. Drouin's been terrible. He's not been producing points. And he's got 3 goals, 17 assists, and 20 points. And he has gone scoreless over the last couple of games. Oh, a while. Excuse me. He needs to find the back of the net versus the Rangers who won the games. I think his last goal was actually against the Rangers, in my opinion. Wait, not my opinion. I think I know. I can check right now, but I'm really excited for the Islanders team. I mean, 46 games played, yeah, 20 points, yeah. Game logs. Oh, his last game goal was against Utah, but it pretty damn close. Oh, it was in Utah, and that was in November. And he was brought into a guy that could score a little bit, help out, and he's not been very good in that category. No. Heineman's got to have a better game. Lee's been playing better. Claire's been great. I think Zeke has been what I always wanted out of him. Gatcombe trade him. McLean, okay, but let's see what happens. Can't wait. I know my ears look crazy right now, but can't wait to see what happens with the Islanders the rest of the way forward. So let's go, baby. Now I'll change the camera angle. I mean, this is probably gonna take the rest of the time. I'm just gonna check to make sure nothing happened around anything because there's always something that happens when I'm on this podcast. Oh yeah, let's talk back to the block trade. It was a 2026 third rounder, 2027 third six to the Islanders for Sibikov. Upgrade right there, my friends. They're gonna regret it instantly. I mean, Pollock's going to be back, so we'll have to see what happens. Mets are me. Let's talk about them. Yeah, nothing's happening right now. I mean, Judge was on the cover of MLB Show. In my opinion, coming from a New York Mets fan who hates the Yankees, I love Aaron Judge's game, man. You can't hate the guy. I mean, he deserves a ring more than anything, in my opinion. Just saying, and he's been very good. He's deserves another MVP. Getting named MLB. I was shocked by the colors of the logo. I'm not going to play MLB Show to be honest with you, but Judge is definitely a guy that I'm excited. I'm glad to be on MLB Show. He was in 2018, and he's been that guy, Aaron Judge, to for the Yankees, and been murdering the Mets for years. Every team, he has like four MVPs, three. He's won two back to back, but it's close. I mean, he got robbed in his rookie year to Altuve, who cheated his way to the MVP. Cody Bellinger even came out and said that, and his teammate now. I mean, that was a good re-sign by them. Well, that's the only thing they're going to do, really. All right, let's get into the Islanders. No, the Mets. And then we'll go. And I'll make a little debate things to let you guys out there. So let's go with the New York Mets. Again, on this podcast, I've hated on Lindor. I've hated on everyone. I've hated on everything. I'm going to be a guy on this podcast right now saying I love this team right now. I know. They lost Alonso and Diaz. It's going to kill us. I don't trust Polanco full time at first base. I think they should have bought Alonso and played impartial there in DH. And Polanco rotate. And then Edwin Diaz be your closer and Devin Williams be your settlement. Would have been great to bring those guys back, but I've been a hater on David Stearns, and I'd like to make an apology. I'm going to say this right. David Stearns, you changed the Mets for the rest of the next couple of years by the moves you made, and I want to say I'm completely sorry if he somehow listens to this, but I doubt he will. So let's get into it. Bo Bichette, very good signing, I think, but the opt-out's going to kill us. I know David Stern doesn't like to re-sign guys for long term. Bo Bichette would be a great guy, in my opinion. He's been top notch, a great baseball player. Polanco at first, I think that's going to scare me a little bit, to be honest with you. I think they should have got Alonso back and rotate him at DH and Polanco, in my opinion. Maybe throw in like Marte in it. Usually play DH. But we'll see how Polanco does. I'm not too optimistic about that. I'm more nervous about the bullpen. Devin Williams was the only really signing we let go, but we lost Ryan Stanek, Tyler Rogers, Edwin Diaz, Brian Helsley. I mean, there's so many more guys. I mean, Brazelman's back. Raley's been great. I don't if he can stay that consistent like for another 2 years maybe, and then retire. By the way, if you see how red I am just like it's so goddamn hot up here. But so back to what I was gonna say about I forgot what I was gonna say about Polanco. He's gonna be a guy that plays first the entire time, moving guys around at positions, and stuff like that. Getting rid of McNeil was, I think, a great move. Putting Marcus Semien there, his defense is great, but his hitting's going to scare me a little bit. The lineup actually looks good, in my opinion. If you threw Alonso in there, and if you maybe kept Brandon Nimmo, the team would be excellent. I mean, oh yeah, Luis Roberts, but I'm not too high on him, to be honest with you, but I'm also not sold on him. Carson Bench going to play left field. I'm really excited to see that guy. Soto play right, obviously. And then the starting pitching. I think this is going to be great. Five guys, I feel like really, I think they should move Clay Holmes to the pen back. because his team's going to need a lot of help there. Freddie Peralta, great trade, but I'll get back to that in a second. Sean Manaea, Kodai Senga. You got David Peterson, I'm a really big fan of David Peterson. And there's one more guy I'm forgetting. Wish they got Dylan Cease. I would love Dylan Cease on the Mets. Damn it, I'm like blinking. Here, I'm going to look it up to see. Well, they don't have Sprout anymore. They don't have Jet Williams, which is going to be. I'm not a fan of that, to be honest. Jet Williams is, in my opinion, was going to be the guy after Simeon retires. He's 35. Christian Scott, I really want. Oh, Luke Weaver is going to be a guy in the pen. Tobias Myers, I think that's a good move. AJ Minter. Luis Garcia could be a guy, but he's got to improve his game. Oh, Noah McLean. Noah McLean is going to be great. McLean, Manaea, Holmes, Peralta, Senga, and Peterson. I think Holmes should go down a long-term reliever, in my opinion, and help the Mets out in the pen. But everything else is the starting pitching looks honestly great, top to bottom. Obviously, the third camera's not working. I'm not gonna talk that. But I am gonna say this right now about the pitching. If they don't resign Freddie Peralta, which does not look like it's not good, it looks like it's gonna happen. Him resigning. I'm a huge fan of this. But also Jet Williams. We really need a young bat at second base, so that's gonna kill us. I'm fine with Sproat. We can get another starting pitcher, but Jet Williams defensively. Also, Kyle Tucker signed with the Dodgers. I hate it. Can't stand them any day of the week. But let's get back to the Mets. Honestly, right now, looking at this, if they make any more improvements on the pen, maybe if they get Valdez. I mean, this team we might talk them winning 100 games. I think 86 or 90 is the mark right now. Could use a first baseman. That's going to be our weakness. And relief pitching. But overall, David Stearns, I'm going to give you a B plus on this offseason. The only reason why it's not because I really wish they brought back Alonso and Edwin Diaz. I'm okay with the Nimmo trade. I like what we got in return. I love Brandon Nimmo. I think it was time, maybe. But we'll have to see what happens with this New York Mets team. Let's go, baby. All right, back to what my main topic is. MLB needs to have a salary cap. Salary cap. Yes. MLB needs a salary cap. Badly. It has just killed baseball, in my opinion, for years to come. I mean, the Dodgers are going to probably win like 2 more World Series. They're going to go into lockdown after next year just to fix the salary cap. I mean, players really do want no salary cap so they just can get paid, but a lot of owners want it because of what the Dodgers are doing. Well, I mean, the Mets are going to be way over it if they ever decide to go the salary cap direction. But it wouldn't be horrible. It wouldn't be as bad as the Dodgers. The Dodgers would need to get rid of a lot of guys. I hope they underperform this year somehow and then move on from some guys. But in my opinion, I don't see this team. I mean, that starting pitching is just absolutely disgusting. Shohei Ohtani, who's I think is top down a great pitcher. Tyler Glasnow, he's going to be like their 5th guy. Blake Snell, great arm. Yoshio Yamamoto, unbelievable. Who's the guy? He closed them. The guy they got from Japan, Ron Saudi. It's like not Ron. Sasaki. Oh, Sasaki. I don't know why I keep forgetting people's names, man. But also, let me look at this Dodgers. I mean, there's not one bad position. The outfield they fixed. That was their problem. I mean, Eddie Palez is gone. But in my opinion, they don't need one other position on the baseball field. Every guy that they have in their lineup is really good. They have a great closer, Blake Treinen, Alex Fiesta, rest in peace to his daughter. That's sad. Terrible what happened. They have some prospect. They have the number one prospect pool too. They have Edwin Diaz as well. It just kills me to look at this. Snell. Oh, Sheehan. Tanner Tanner Scott wasn't great. Yeah, this guy. Oh wait, you can't see it. Uh, it's Mitch Sheehan. So rookie. He's a young guy. Could be a good starting pitcher for them, but that also he's got a 2.8 ERA. Just want to see what happens with him. Um, I hope the Dodgers don't win the World Series. I really don't. But we'll have to see what happens in baseball. All right, I think that's pretty much. Honestly, I pretty much did everything for this podcast. I mean, did I cover everything? I covered the NBA. Knicks are falling off. I mean, the Warriors didn't play good last night at all. A lot. The OKC Thunder not going to break the record. Stuff like that. Shea Gillis Jokic, I think, is going to win. No, I think Luka's going to win the MVP. In my opinion, he's averaging 35 right now. That's insane. Like I could never do that. I can't make a basketball shot to save my life. Hardest sport to play pro, in my opinion, gonna say is that now is baseball. Hitting a 95 an hour fastball is one of the hardest things I think, in my opinion. I mean, I can walk maybe once, two, but I would not touch a fastball. I could maybe if I got so many tries, I could foul one off, maybe a couple, but it would take me a lot of tries, and I would get tired a lot hard. But okay, for an episode without no one here for the first time in a while, I thought we did pretty good, honestly. So thank you guys, very very much for watching this episode of DomsPod. Like always, my friends, stay tuned in and stay legendary.